The Fremantle Dockers have been forced to explain suggestions that its players dressed up like members of the race hate group, the Ku Klux Klan. The suggestions came from one of its own coaches, Steve Malaxis. Fremantle's CEO described it as a terrible mistake. He released a photo to prove the club's point, but the picture shows one player making what appears to be a gesture relating to drugs.
Just when the Dockers thought things couldn't get worse, this prank sparked an explosive comment by one of their own.
Sometimes they raid each other's houses in like sort of Ku Klux Klan outfits and that as well. That's one of the other pranks.
The Malaxis comment connected the club, which boasts one of the largest Indigenous player groups, to the reviled and racist Ku Klux Klan.
We have spoken to Stephen a number of times this morning. He regrets those comments. He agrees they were inaccurate and he doesn't know why he said it.
Steve Malaxis was talking to community radio station Sport FM on Saturday. The Dockers say Malaxis simply made a mistake. To prove their case, the Dockers handed out this photograph. The club says it's Andrew Foster and Clayton Hinckley on one of 4 pranks. Nothing to do with the dreaded KKK. The pranks involved smashing eggs on players' cars. One car was even wrapped in clear plastic. Despite the furore surrounding these harmless pranks, Fremantle says there's no need to crack down on players just wanting some fun.
We've spoken to both players today. Indeed, we've spoken to the whole playing squad, albeit that we won't be sanctioning the players, they've agreed that this is not an activity they will be continuing with.
But this afternoon, the photograph raised more problems. This hand gesture is commonly interpreted as a drug sign, a symbol of a bong.
Marijuana. Looks like he's symbolising a water pipe, a bong.
There's no suggestion the players have used drugs, but it's an uncomfortable image for the AFL. When 7 News asked the Dockers PR man, Luke Morfess, what the player on the right was doing, he said, "I don't know. It doesn't mean anything."
The players are focused on, indeed at the football club, on their activities associated with the football club that are focused on playing better football.
Deborah Bishop, 7 News.
And Fremantle senior coach Mark Harvey joins me live now. Mark, I guess this was just a poor choice of words from Steve.
Oh, I think what's happened is, well, I know what's happened. Steve has misread the situation, and unfortunately we found ourselves in this situation having to defend it. But look, just on the guys that were young men that were involved, young Hinckley and also young Foster, the character of those guys, they're very much appreciated around the football club from their character point of view, and something that they would never have meant.
Obviously, you're saying they're not players that you've got a problem with at the club, and this certainly doesn't diminish their reputations. No,
I don't. Well, not from my outlook on it at all. They portray themselves in a professional manner, the way they go about their football, and as I said, they've got strong character.
What about Steve Malaxis? Do you feel a bit sorry for him in all of this?
Yeah, I do. I mean, it was just one of those off-the-cuff comments sometimes that can come back and bite you, and this is naturally one of them. I think, you know, Steve's been around football for a long time, and he'll move on from it, as we all should.
And Mark, there's been some discussion about the gesture from the player in the right of the photo. Have you got any comment on that?
No, I haven't. I'm unfamiliar these days with gestures and what young players or young people do in regards to that, so I haven't got an opinion on it.
Fair enough. You were wounded as a club and a team on Saturday night. You really do have to put up a strong effort this week, correct? Yeah,
we do, and we're disappointing, very disappointing last weekend. But you only have to look at a side and see what happens in this competition, like West Coast the week before. They went down the same path and they come out and beat the Bulldogs. So if you look at the analogies of what can happen in this competition, then that's one of them, and hopefully we can get over Sydney on Saturday night.
As we look at some vision of you at three-quarter time, you've got an army of critics, Mark. Are they over the top, do you think?
I think it comes with the job, but I think we should be always mindful and respectful of how hard people work in this game and what they try and achieve.
So you can cop it sweet?
Yep. As I said, you know, you don't take on a job like AFL coaching if you can't handle it.
Hang in there, Mark. We hope it turns around this week against Sydney.
Thanks a lot.
Good on you, mate. Mark Harvey. And the